it's good to be back home. The mountains and lower downtown Denver. They'll be filing in tonight as the Rockies open up a 3-game set on this Monday night against the San Francisco Giants. The defending world champs struggling. The Rockies come into this game in third place. The Giants are in the cellar in the NL West. And we welcome you inside and upstairs, everybody, with my partner George Frazier, fresh off a little R&R in Tulsa. I'm Drew Goodman. The Rockies have done a very good job inside the NL West this year, and obviously overall the record not where they want it to be. But the first element in getting to where you want to be is you have to play well inside the division.
Well, there's no question. You got to be able to handle who's going to be able to determine your fate late in the season an awful lot. The Rockies 30-25 so far this year. The record at home 19-10, very good. They've won 7 of 9 series against the National League West, and 7 of the next 10 series are against the National League West. So you can really show up well in this next time coming around. You look at the Rockies, you say to yourself now, yeah, right, are they going to win the West? No, the Dodgers are playing great baseball right now. But you need to finish strong and finish very strong within this division to help gain confidence and gain going forward with this ball club.
Well, there's 30 games left, and 18 of those games will be at Coors Field. They've played better of late at Coors Field, and as you were saying, you need to sustain that.
You have to. I mean, you've got to be able to come in and dominate. This is your house. Win in your house. I mean, every ball club, if you look at their records at home, typically they're pretty good. Unfortunately, the Rockies out on the road have more losses right now in the National League and all of baseball with 44. You've got to play better at home to try to offset what happens to you on the road.
Absolutely. Well, when we come back, we'll talk pitching. Juan Nicasio will go for the Rockies against Barry Zito. The Giants getting ready to go. The Rockies 6-7 this year against San Francisco. They've done a great job here at Coors Field typically struggled in San Francisco. Juan Nicasio will have the baseball. Juan, since being called back to the big leagues after a short stint in AAA, George Frazier has been really pretty good.
He's been very good, and the reason behind that, I think, is the confidence in his secondary stuff. He's had the ability to throw the breaking ball behind in counts. He'll throw the changeup behind in counts, but he's able to spot up his fastball. And using all of these pitches, it allows him to go out and not have to throw the fastball in all these different counts all the time. He's allowed to ride it up out of the zone at 94, 95. But he's been able to go to the outside corner. He's been able to show a changeup, and he's also really utilizing the slider more now than he ever has. And it's got great late movement on it, and it sets up everything else for him. They'll chase fastballs out of the strike zone. 3-0 against the National League West. Well, on the flip side of this thing, Zito, after winning 15 games a year ago, starts out the season 3-1 with an earned run average of 1.75. Since then, it's been a little ugly. He's gone 1-8 with a 7.03 earned run average, and the opposition has hit 343 against Mr. Zito. And it's not been just out on the road, it's been at home. The last 3 starts against the Rockies, 0-2, 688 earned run average. Prior to that, in his career, has dominated this ball club, 8-4 with a 2.98 earned run average. And talking with Bruce Bochy today prior to the game, he said, we hope we get the guy that was out there April 10th. Complete game shutout, but he said of late he's not pitched well.
Well, it's as you said, George, it's not been just of late. It's been since early in the season. In fact, in his last 18 starts, he has 1 win. So Barry Zito struggling. The Rockies hope to continue that. Juan Nicasio, Barry Zito, Rockies and Giants. Good to be home. Come on back to Coors Field with us. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your 7 neighborhood Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. By King Soopers, more value for the way you live. By 5-Hour Energy Shots. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Well, the Rockies, it seems like, have spent a lot of time on the East Coast the last month. That's because they have, but they're all done with the East, and most of everything left will be against NL West teams, save a series against Cincinnati and a series against St. Louis. Juan Nicasio, superstitious as many pitchers are, many players, and they skip over the white chalk line that represents the first base line. That's Gregor Blanco. He's going to lead things off tonight for Bruce Bochy. We'll take a look at the rest of the Southwest batting order. Angel Pagan's been out for a long time with a hamstring injury. He normally would hit leadoff for the Giants. They have missed his presence immensely. Marco Scutaro, our old friend, will bat second. Then Brandon Belt, the incomparable Buster Posey, who's hitting .400 in his career against the Rockies. Hunter Pence having a good second half average-wise. Pablo Sandoval, Brandon Crawford, Francisco Peguera, and Barry Zito. And here's Juan Nicasio with a 7-6 record.
126 innings. Everything kind of matches up with Zito. It's kind of funny. Zito 120, 126. The hits are pretty close. Walk strikeouts, but you look at him overall at home, that's where it's been special. 3-1 this year, 9-4 in his career at Coors Field, 13-13 overall in his career. If you take a look at what he will offer with the Giants, the one number you see starts to increase the slider, starting to trust it a whole lot more. At 83 and almost 84 miles an hour, the changeup starting to be put in play by Nicasio, went ahead and counted to left-handers. Of course, the fastball, his most dominant pitch, he'll utilize in the ball game.
Here in the background, let's play ball. Sounds like a great idea. Calling balls and strikes tonight will be Chad Fairchild. The crew chief, there's Chad. Crew chief is Jeff Kellogg. He's at first base. Eric Cooper's at second. Paul Schreiber is at third. Ideal night for baseball. Gregor Blanco steps in with a .253 average. And the first pitch of the ball game off the outside corner, ball one.
This is the inning that can give trouble to Nicasio. The opposition's hit 300 against him in the first inning, just .250 the rest of the way.
1 ball, 1 strike. The Rockies won yesterday to conclude their road trip at 4-6. They beat the Marlins 4-3, despite handing out 9 walks, a season high. The Giants were at home. They beat the Pirates 4-0. A very good outing from Ryan Vogelsong. Bruce Bochy's teams won 2 in a row. But overall, it has not been the kind of season that the Giant fans have become accustomed to.
Well, it all started when Pagan got hurt, pulled the hamstring, trying to score in it. And again, that's a punch out there with a good heater up on the outer half of the zone at 90.
So the strikeout of Blanco, and that'll bring up Marco Scutaro, a guy who does not strike out very much.
But Bochy was talking earlier today in his office about when Pagan went down, it really disrupted everything. The leadoff man for their ball club, the starting center fielder that they counted so heavily on, and then when he got hurt, things started to falter in a hurry. The rest of the lineup's pretty much the same with Scutaro, Belt, Posey, Pence, and Sandoval. Crawford still starting at shortstop.
Marco's been typically Marco-like. He's hitting .297, George, at AT&T. He's hitting .299 out on the road.
He's just a baseball player, and this is where you got to be. He's a very dangerous hitter on 0-2 counts. He'll work counts. The Rockies utilized him in the leadoff spot at times because of his ability to work counts.
He may have been the most instrumental guy. Slider just missed. Most instrumental guy in that second half run by the Giants. I mean, Buster Posey, you expect to do special things. Hunter Pence drove in a ton of runs. Marco Scutaro drove in a big run, it seemed like, every night.
And made plays defensively, turning a double play. They really solidified everything for Buster Posey and their ball club.
He hit above .360 in a Giants uniform. That's a tough chance. No chance, actually. Got to go get the baseball, though. Scutaro's going to end up at second base. Arenado, for some reason, tried to barehand that, and he really, honestly, had no play, because once it bounced off the plate like that, he wasn't going to get Scutaro, and he needed to keep that in front of him. And it's a Baltimore. I'll get the right city, George.
Yeah, well, you're right there.
Baltimore
right
chop double.
You're right. Well, and again, watch when this ball hits. It hit either the edge of the grass because it jumped right on. When he's going to barehand it, right there, the ball jumped away from his hand. You can really see it straight on. Now you're going to see it on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. Right here, the ball jumped towards their dugout. He expected that ball to come here, but see where the head was. The head was looking to see where Scutaro was. He thought he had the right hop on the baseball. Man, just a mistake made.
Well, he has not made many. Brandon Belt, big swing and a miss. The Giants yesterday had 3 hits with runners in scoring position. They almost broke out Champaign because they have not hit with runners in scoring position in the second half. Bruce Bochy's team in the low 230s in the second half in those situations. And Belt's behind 0-2. You gotta like George how Nicasio pounding the zone.
Pounding it hard with the fastball. Nice catch in the upper deck on that fly ball. Foul fly ball.
Belt's had a big month. In fact, he has 19 runs scored in August. That's the most of any player in the National League. Nicasio trying to get him here, though. 0-2. And, well, I like that pitch.
Well, I mean, just off of the plate, but I'm thinking to myself, even though it's 88, it had heavy sink and run. How did you not swing at it?
That's what I was wondering. Swung on and missed. He got him with a slider. So Juan Nicasio punches out Brandon Belt. And that'll bring up Buster Posey. The Rockies defensively brought to you by Excel Energy. We bring you the energy you need so you can live the life you want. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Charlie Culberson's in left, Dexter's in center, Michael Kadire in right, Arenado, Herrera, LeMahieu, Helton in the infield, and Willeen Rosario doing the catching. Troy Tulowitzki is fine. He wanted in the lineup today. Walt wanted to give him one more day with that sore side. He took batting practice. He'll be out in the starting lineup by all indications tomorrow in Game 2 against the Giants. Tread carefully here, George. This guy's a great hitter, and he's killed the Rockies.
Well, you mentioned it, 400 average against the Rockies. That includes his first game of going 0 for 3 versus the Rockies. Then he's been on base the next 48 times. 48 ball games, I should say, with a 400 average. Crazy. What I liked what Nicasio did to Belt, you got a left-hander that's crowding home plate. Anytime you get a guy, see his back foot right here, crowd, back foot slider. If he hits that ball, he's going to drive it right into his shin. But it's almost an unhittable pitch. Mike Shaw, Subaru Superman, watch where the bat is. He thinks that's a fastball in, then it just does a disappearing act on the back foot. Great pitch selection.
Goes off speed on the 2-0 delivery. Smart decision there by the combination of Rosario and Nicasio. And it's 2-1. Dexter shades Posey a little bit toward right center field.
Such a good gap-to-gap hitter. That, you know, as a defensive center fielder, you kind of got to watch where the pitch is being, catcher's moving, try to move with the pitch. Because he'll take that inside pitch and drive it into right center with some authority.
4 in on him, 2-2. Good pitch by Juan Nicasio. Buster Posey, 5 for his last 8 over the last couple of games. But check this out, George. Last 103 at bats, he has only 3 extra base hits, all doubles.
A little bit surprising
for this Ilka hitter. Scudero at second with 2 outs. Here's the 2-2. That's a good looking pitch also.
Well, what a great eye. 92-mile-an-hour fastball on the corner down. It's one of those pitches, you know what, if he calls it a strike, I'm going to tip my hat and just walk back to the dugout because I couldn't have hit it with any authority.
They go out there again. Baltimore chop double for Scudero. He's standing at second base. (3-2) and the slider misses badly. So a walk to Posey, and Nicasio's okay with that. He kind of pitched around him. Not out of the woods yet. You have a talented guy coming up in Hunter Pence. But Pence typically doesn't hit for the average that Buster Posey hits for.
Well, you and I were talking off camera about Hunter Pence, and we're talking about what an unorthodox swing that he can have on a baseball. But when he drops his hands and gets into that hitting position, he is so quick. I mean, the ball, it's like it's right from the elbow area to the hitting zone. is so quick and he is so strong that's why he generates so much bat speed with a very short back swing, if that makes sense. He doesn't load to the backside a whole lot. 261 average with runners in scoring position and 2 outs for 100 pence on the year.
Well, George, this is one of the strongest guys in baseball. In fact, if one of those magazines did a top 10 of most fit players in the big leagues,
one of those muscle magazines.
Yeah, Hunter Pence is going to be on that list somewhere. He is in extraordinary condition.
Well, you made a great analogy while we were off camera when you said it reminds you of Gabe Kapler, the former big leaguer that had that same type of body, same type of short swing. He said Pence has had more success than Gabe Kapler at the big league level for a longer period. The 2nd round draft pick by the Houston Astros.
The University of Texas, Arlington. 1-1, and this is up the middle. Johnny's got it. It's got a hustle. He's not going to get it. Boy, this inning for Nicasio, he's throwing the ball, George, exceptionally well, yet the bases are loaded. Ball hasn't left the infield.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those days you just have that, and as a pitcher, this is where you've got to make your pitch to be able to work out of this situation. Jams him very badly, and then Johnny gets over to the baseball, but a long run for him to get to it. Not a play at second, threw on, and then the hustle of Pence allowed him to beat this ball out. Barely. Pence is a lot like Michael Kadire. He plays hard every day.
Yeah.
On every play.
And he never misses. He's always in the starting lineup. Pablo Sandoval has hit .381 with runners in scoring position, one of the best marks in the league. Now, this may have not happened about a month ago, George. Kung Fu Panda hit one to Triple's alley, and Kung Fu Panda got a triple on it. And the reason I said it may not have happened a month ago, he's lost 20 pounds in the last month. You almost never see that during the season.
Well, I think finally the brass in San Francisco's pounded into him so much. You're such a better player at this weight. We're not saying you got to weigh 180 pounds, but to get back to a comfortable weight. He's a very strong human being.
He's got a great bat. Nicasio with a 2-0 pitch. And at the knees, well placed by Juan. He lost the 20 pounds because he's eating better, and the reason is he hired his brother, who's a chef, to cook all his meals for him. 2-1. Good pitch.
And maybe not necessarily the location he wanted it in, but this is where he has grown as a pitcher. On a 2-1 count, a changeup. The last thing Pablo Sandoval thought was coming.
Two and two. I can't recall the last time, George, we saw Sandoval hitting this far down the lineup. Usually third or fourth.
Yep, third or fourth in the lineup with protection for Posey.
Base is full of Giants, just underway. There's 2 outs. Another 2-2. He's got it. Juan Nicasio works out of the jam. He ends up striking out the side as he beats Sandoval with a 93-mile-an-hour heater. Good pitching there. We go to the bottom of the first inning as the Rockies averted trouble in that first with good pitching by Juan Nicasio. Dexter Fowler hitting from the right side against Barry Zito will begin things. And he'll be followed in the Rockies Southwest batting order by DJ LeMahieu. Then Michael Kadire, third in the league and hitting at .329. Williams going to bat cleanup. Nolan Arenado. Mr. Clutch will bat fifth. Todd Helton, Charlie Culberson, Johnny Herrera, and Juan Nicasio. Nolan swinging the bat well also. And on the hill, the veteran left-hander, Barry Zito.
Well, you see the numbers. They're not very pretty. At 4.9, earned run average 5.6, whip at 1.72. And if you look back at what Zito has done against the Rockies, you go all the way back to the start of 09 through April 10th of 2013. That's when he shut the Rockies out here. He was 6-0, 241 earned run average. Since then, 0-2, 688. You're going to see a lot of everything. Mostly sliders and curveballs are going to be the dominant pitches that he'll try to get you out with. He'll show you a fastball, not very hard, 83. But because of the velocity of that slow curveball at 70, it can get by you. Then the changeup will be a part of what he attacks the hitters with tonight.
And the first pitch in there for a strike. And you got to make him throw you strikes. It's always the game plan with Barry Zito.
With guys that throw hard, you have to be conscious of the ball in. You know, you've got to be aware of it. Guys that don't throw hard, you've got to be aware of the movement. You know, they'll throw you a hard fastball in. Guys with velocity, 88, 93, 94 miles an hour, they'll throw you a running, cutting fastball in just to make you aware of it so they can work the outside corner. With a guy like Zito, you have to fight off against movement because you think that pitch is right there, it's hittable, then it's on the knuckles or it sinks away from you.
He can actually slow bats down, George, where you get real muscle bound on a guy who doesn't throw that hard.
He's the guy you scream at out of the dugout. How did I take an 0 for 4 against you? Throw me a fastball.
And this is lobbed into left center field for a base hit. So Dexter with a leadoff single here in the first. Dex at a .368 average against the Giants this year coming in. Speed aboard. DJ LeMahieu coming up. The Giants defensively brought to you by Excel Energy. Make the choices that fit your life, and Excel will provide you the energy to power it. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Francisco Peguero is in left. Blanco and Pence, the other two outfielders. Sandoval, Brandon Crawford. Scudero's made 13 errors. That's uncharacteristic. Brandon Belt's made 8 at first. And Buster Posey has given up a lot of stolen bases. And believe it or not, Barry Zito has allowed, he's tied for the club high in allowing stolen bases this year. He's one of those lefties that if you guess right, you can run on because he's pretty slow once he moves to the plate.
Well, see, and again, when you mention the errors too by Buster Posey, that's surprising. Buster Posey only 3 pass balls this year, but has thrown out only 18.8%, 13 of 56 would-be base steals. The team's earned run average much different than when Sanchez catches, 3.87 versus 5.63.
Two balls and a strike on DJ. There he went just 3 2/3 in his last outing against the Red Sox. Gave up 6 runs. And when he worked out of the pen, George, for that 2.5, 3-week period, he got roughed up there too. He gave up a bunch of home runs.
Well, it's a big contract. Last year he came back and pitched very well, went 15-8 for the Giants a year ago. The most wins prior to that was 10.
Dexter takes off. Posey's throw is in time. Scudero applies the tag. And Dexter's caught.
9th time Dexter's been caught. He has 18 stolen bases. on a high fastball, and it looked like DJ trying to protect Dexter when he swung up at it. Dexter actually glanced back as if it was a hit and run. Tag applied.
Two and two. Pitch is fouled off. Let's give Barry Zito a lot of credit. There's never been an excuse.
Nope.
With the big contract and save last year, I think most Giant fans would characterize his time, and Barry probably would too also, as disappointing in a Giant uniform.
Well, and he's been very active in the community, in the Bay Area.
And nationally, what he's done for the troops and
all that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, he's been outstanding.
Yeah, he's a very accomplished musician. Here's the 2-2, and he utilizes that to raise money for a number of causes. Our troops overseas being one of his main causes. He's a good man. Three and two on LeMahieu. And he gets DJ to chase probably out of the zone. 2 outs. Today's league leaders are brought to you by Anova Cancer Care, treating prostate and lung cancer in 5 days or less. Get a Nova opinion. Well, in the batting race in the National League, Michael Kadire is coming to the plate, is sitting in third, just 6 points behind Yadier Molina, 2 behind Chris Johnson of Atlanta. Andrew McCutcheon's 10 back, and former MVP Joey Votto behind that. There's that slow hook at 70. That's what, George, that's actually one of the harder curveballs he throws.
Yeah, he'll drop it down into the mid-60s at times. Barry Zito's career in Oakland, you understand why he got the big contract, 102 and 63 for the Oakland Athletics, but since coming over, 62 and 78 for the Giants.
Ball and a strike on Cuddy. Outfield very deep. Michael with 17 home runs. Zito taking a lot of time. Here's the 1-1.
Seemed like a high strike zone.
A little bit.
Normally you don't see that high fastball called as much, but he's called a low strike too. He did that for Nicasio. Zito trying to get his first road win. 0-7 and an earned run average of 945.
And his last 3, I mean, it's hard to be worse than that. His last 3 for Barry, 0-3 and 11.20 ERA. And the only reason he's starting now, as he was moved to the pen, we were discussing it, is Chad Godin.
Matt Cain went down.
This is in the air to right field. Pence misjudged it initially. It's hit a lot better than he thought. He dropped the baseball. Wind knocked out of him. Kadire to third. And Pence is still down.
Tell you what, he did a face plant right into that metal wall up there. That's why he's holding his head.
He never really saw this baseball well, George, because off the bat, from our vantage point, you're like, this may be a home run. It looked like off the bat, and he was acting as if it was a routine fly ball, and then he skated back and he hit that wall hard.
It appeared that he hit it right with the front of his face into the wall.
We talked about how strong he is and how fit he is. Also, how durable he is. He has the longest stretch in the National League of starts.
And he's telling him, I'll be all right.
He started 139 straight games. With tonight, it's 140. It's the longest in the NL, 6th longest in the big leagues. He's one of those guys that ought to be checking the wall, George.
He just said, I couldn't breathe there for a second. I mean, he did the whole chest, face, everything right in the middle of it, right into the middle of that wall. Scootero's being a nice guy, dusting all the dirt off of it. Yep.
And a nice round of applause, deservedly so, from the good crowd here at Coors Field. Here's the triple again.
Well, I tell you, just got back on it right there. The elbows hit, the face hit that chain link. Now you just listen. That hurt, and I'm not even out there. Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo gives you that slow motion look of that rib cage and chest and everything else hitting off the wall.
Thank goodness they've gone to padded walls for a number of years now. Do you remember when Aaron Rowan, when he was with Philadelphia, finished his career with the Giants? Obviously, he ran full tilt like that into the wall, but he hit a pole.
Never the same after that.
That was frightening too. So Willeen Rosario with 2 outs trying to drive in Kadire. Third triple of the year for Michael. And Willeen bounces one to third. Sandoval with a throw that took Belt off the bag, and he got back on it just in front of Willeen. So the Rockies leave Kadire at third. Pence jogs in. Scores. We go to the top of inning number 2. Juan Nicasio will face the bottom third of the order for the Giants. Brandon Crawford will begin things. Rockies fans, this season we want to answer your questions on air during Toyota Talk. We do it in the 5th inning. Text Toyota followed by your question is 720-720. Something must have happened to Dexter Fowler because he's out of the ball game. Charlie Blackmon's in center field. Notice anything, George, on that slide?
I didn't notice a thing at all, huh?
So Dex is out. Charlie Blackmon in center. It'll be an even up switch. So Charlie will hit in the leadoff spot. Want to know on Brandon Crawford? Occasional pops, got 8 home runs. The Giants shortstop. Nicasio looking for a quicker inning than the first. It was an unusual inning because Juan has really good stuff tonight. He had good location with his stuff, but there were a couple of scratch hits, and then he kind of pitched around Buster Posey. And he ended up throwing in the mid-20s.
That's smart pitching.
Yeah, it is.
You stay away from the guy that has the most damage against you. You don't want to go up and give him an opportunity to beat you with a runner in the situation they were in.
ball and 2 strikes.
Prior to getting out of that bases loaded jam that Nicasio was in, the opposition had hit just 206 since his return from the minor leagues with runners in scoring position. So that number went down.
Got him with a slider down on the back foot. That's 4 strikeouts for Juan.
Second time he's utilized that pitch. He did it against Belton for a strikeout. Hey, get your tickets now for Labor Day weekend when the Reds and Dodgers come to town. And Coca-Cola value packs, they're available on Labor Day with a special 2:10 start on Monday.
Here's Francisco Peguero. He's a rookie. Takes a strike. Six foot and 190 pounder from the Dominican Republic. And a little pop up DJ LeMahieu with one of the easier plays I'm sure he'll have tonight. 2 outs. That'll bring up Zito. You can just sense it, George. You know, some nights you look at a guy and his delivery, and he not only has good stuff, but he has the ability to locate it. And that's what looks like we're watching from Nicasio.
A lot of confidence, I think, pitching in this ballpark. 9-4, 3-1 this year.
Zito takes a strike. And Barry takes another one. You know, that slider was all well and good, but 93, 94, I'm sure will get the job done.
Just get it over with. Zito 161 average on a year. Decent for a pitcher, not scared. Stands right up on top of the plate, but just blow him up inside and get it over with.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
5 strikeouts in 2 innings of work for Juan Nicasio. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd in a scoreless duel. Nolan Arenado will be first for the Rockies against Barry Zito. Tonight's sideline report brought to you by the Honey Smoked Fish Company, a ready-to-eat, energizing superfood you can add to any dish that's healthy and delicious. And with that,
We check in with Mark Stott. Hey, Mark.
All right, Drew, you and George were talking about Barry Zito and his repertoire. Well, Walt Weiss said, you know what? He's probably going to throw everything but the kitchen sink at you.
He relies on you getting yourself out. He nibbles around the plate on both sides of the plate. He changes speeds, and he does it effectively. Still got the real good curveball. So we got to make sure we get him in the strike zone, make him earn his outs.
Hard to believe that Zito has one win in his last 18 decisions, but that's how it's going for the Giants this year, guys.
Well, no question, Mark, and he's to think what he's done out on the road. He hadn't won a game yet with a 9-something ERA.
Here's Arenado, who played great defense yesterday and then drove in. Turned out to be the game-winning run with 2 outs, a double to bring home Kadire. He's had more big hits, more 2-out hits. He has 23 2-out RBIs of his 43 ribbies overall. Hitting .274 against Southpaws. Here's the 2-0. That's fouled off. Arenado now has 8 game-winning RBIs, which is second among all big league rookies. Evan Gattis of Atlanta has 9. Tulo's got the club record 11, so Arenado has an opportunity to get to that, perhaps above that. Down the line, foul. Said it off the top of the broadcast, 30 ball games remaining, including tonight, 18 at home, 12 out on the road. Rockies are home for 10 days. And this is hit to shallow right center. Scudero's not going to have a play. And you'll take that.
Absolutely, you take that. Well, you know, Nolan Arenado was a high draft pick for the Colorado Rockies, but there's a group of guys in town right now. There'll be another group come in later this week, but all these guys you see right here sitting, and let me draw another circle behind, all those guys in town, Dan has brought them in to watch the Major League game, talk about it tomorrow, what we're looking for as Major League players, pitchers, and, you know, when you add these 2 guys to it, Damon Ionelli sitting right here, Alan Matthews here, who has the Georgia area, Ionelli with Mississippi, and then Damon also one of the national cross-checkers across the Midwest. So all these guys are in, and Bill Schmidt obviously is overseeing an awful lot of this. But when you get the core of what the Rockies are trying to do, these are the guys that are out driving 55,000 miles in their territory, staying at some hotels you probably wouldn't want to be in, eating through drive-throughs, and trying to make it through the 4-month period of finding these guys and then getting back to work in this fall area. Next up for them, Peoria, a big amateur showcase. It goes on in Peoria, then on to Jupiter at the end of October. Start marking these guys.
You know, Damon Ionelli's done such a great job, as has Alan Matthews. Damon signed Dexter Fowler, signed Corey Dickerson, among others. Here's the 1-1, and this ball hammered deep right center field. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. Todd Helton has gone deep, and the Rockies lead it 2-0.
And to think 185 in his career versus Barry Zito with 1 extra base hit. And he goes way deep here.
Number 363 for the 40-year-old. Ninth of the year, a no-doubter.
Now you look at the hanging breaking ball right out over the plate. Again, the lack of velocity. Todd not intimidated by the breaking ball. It sent this out in a hurry. You can tell by Todd's walk after the swing and the feel of the bat that he knew this was against the back wall of the Rockies bullpen. Right out of the hand on a Mike Shaw Subaru Super Mode. There's the hook. It hung, and Helton made him pay for it.
Culberson off the end of the bat to Crawford. Brandon Belt, good thing he's got big feet, George. He's had to stretch a couple times today. Well, the old man just hit number 363
which, you know who it ties him with? Ties with Miguel Cabrera. Wow.
You start seeing a lot of those names. Lance Berkman still playing for the Texas Rangers. Probably not going to be back, though, until the latter part, until the rosters expand anyway. Yeah, good for Todd.
Yeah, really good for Todd.
Johnny Herrera hits it in the air to center. And Gregor Blanco makes the call. Makes the catch, excuse me. Now 3 hits shy at 2,500. A lot of articles now being written about Todd Helton. There's always been a ton, but the possibility that this is his final month in the big leagues, and he says he won't commit 100% to saying he's done. He said, you know, I don't think I'm going to come back, but I still love to play, love to compete. I still love the 4 for 4 days, but there are a whole lot more 0 for 4 days.
A lot more hurt sometimes, too. Wake up stiff in that bed. It's a little difficult to get out and come to work some days.
Dougie just handed me a note. The most home runs after turning 40. Pudge, Carlton Fisk hit 72.
Huh.
So Todd's got 71
so
to go.
Pudge hit 72, and that was the number he wore after he left Boston.
You know, that's right. That is the number he wore. 2-1 on Nicasio. On the ground is short. Crawford will throw out Nicasio. Rockies have a 2-0 lead. Single by Arenado. Todd Helton thrilling the fans with that shot to deep right center. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Ford Focus. It's 40 miles per gallon of pure fun. Start more than a car. Ford Focus. Go further. By Southwest Airlines. Find our fares only online at southwest.com. And by the Courtyard by Marriott. Western elegance in the cultural heart of the city. Typically beautiful sunset here at Coors Field. Rockies have a 2-0 beginning as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Todd Helton with his 9th of the year, number 363 in his career with my Nana. Well, you know, I would guess that that's probably his first game.
Oh, no, it is.
I don't know how much you'll remember of it, but there'll be plenty of pictures.
You think?
Yes.
And Facebook and whatever those media things you guys do.
All I always check with you on those.
Yeah.
Gregor Blanco struck out looking his first time up against Juan Nicasio. Fastball, it's above the belt, but the high strike being called tonight by Chad Fairchild, as George pointed out last inning. That was the changeup up, 0-2. Blanco hitting just 162 against the Rockies this year. Here's the 0-2. And a ground ball right back to Nicasio. 1 out.
Well, you know, Drew, I was gone in Oklahoma. Of course, I was working. I was baling hay. But I heard you had a visitor in Philadelphia.
Did have
he
a
was
visitor.
big, green. I mean, if we'd have seen him in a cornfield, we'd probably put a trap out.
Well, the Fanatic and I go way back.
Why is he not messing with Jeff's hair, just yours? That's
he,
not good. He just, you know what he just did to your hair? That's not good.
I had a lot of makeup on too, and he was helping remove the makeup.
Oh, he had a good time.
He is the best.
Did he talk to you?
Oh yeah, he didn't talk. He didn't talk to you when you were
He
playing.
didn't talk to you.
George, we speak the same language.
Oh, that's scary.
Oh, here. Oh, you missed it. That's where he sneezed on Huey.
He did?
Yeah. Here we go. Ready?
What they'll do for airtime, folks.
Doug was useless for like 3 innings. He was so entertained.
Did he tell you that he was the one that got him to come up and get you? Has he told you that yet?
Marino did?
Yeah. Was I not supposed to tell him that part, Doug?
Yeah, I think Doug went to college with the Philly Fanatic. 2-1 outside. No, it's in there. Strike. 2-2 on
Did you, Doug?
Marco.
Doug tells me the chicken was a Dayton Flyer, not the Fanatic.
For real, huh? 2-2 on Scudero. Outside, 3-2. Scudero, a .363 career hitter against the Rockies. Marco's got that dry sense of humor. Everybody loved playing with him here. Obviously, the same deal in San Francisco. And he walks. It's kind of like what he was doing to Hunter Pence. He just tried to run through the wall. After he knew he was okay, he's dusting him off with a towel. George, as you know, having spent your life in a clubhouse, you need guys like that.
Oh, yeah, you need more than one sometimes.
Those two guys got along great because they have a similar sense of humor, Todd Helton and Marco Scudero. So with 1 out, Marco's at first, and Brandon Belt, who struck out, swinging's at the plate. Belt's got 15 home runs. That matches Hunter Pence for the club lead. That's a line drive base hit to right. Scudero is going to go first to third. Now the Giants have a little something brewing here with Buster Posey coming up.
Take a look at this on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. You're going to see the pitch come right out of the hand of Nicasio. Fastball a little bit elevated. He'd like to have that ball on the outer half, but down. Belt made him pay for it. I mean, a line drive right field. Scudero hesitated a little bit at second to try to get Kadire to think not going to third, and then took off right after that in a throw off line. Watch Scudero get right here. One glance over and a little stutter step, and he really made sure he cut the bag at second very well. One of those little small things about being a really good baseball player. Did everything fundamentally sound.
Posey walked on a 3-2 pitch his first time up. First and third, 1 out. And if Juan can get a ground ball here.
See, that's where the maturity process for Juan will go where, you know, in the minor leagues, when it was consistently 96, 97, even 98 at times, he just rear back and try to throw the ball by you and get strikeouts. Now at the big league level, where you mature more, I'm going to make one single pitch here, get the ground ball, get the double play, and get out of the inning. No more damage.
Double play ball. Johnny Herrera to LeMahieu on to first. As easy as that. Well done, Juan Nicasio. He pounds his fist in the glove. First and third. He averts trouble there. And the Rockies will take a 2-0 lead to the bottom half of inning number 3 at Coors Field.
A really nice turn by Johnny and LeMahieu. That's the key to this thing. Double play in it. Nicasio, you betcha. He wants this.
Helton's 2-run shot last inning. Top of the order coming up. Who wants tacos? Remember, if the Rockies score 7 or more during any game, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Well, Dexter Fowler was in the lineup. We still have not gotten word from the clubhouse why he departed after 1 inning. He had a base hit, was caught stealing, and then he didn't come out to play defense in the second. Charlie Blackmon did. So Charlie will have his first at bat here in the 3rd inning against Barry Zito.
Charlie at Colorado Springs hit in the 3-hole an awful lot. Didn't lead off much.
Brandon Belt's going to guard against the bunt. He was. Now he's moving back. A little surprised. You know, the big strong guy like Blackmon up. He was playing on the grass.
What Charlie's done since August the 8th has been a lot of damage. 326 average. That's why his average has jumped to 264. A couple of home runs, 5 RBIs, and he scored 9 runs.
That bounces up there, 1 and 2. And this ball's ripped deep right field. Get up and get out. Home run, Charlie Blackmon. Make it 3-0 Colorado. 4th of the year for Charlie. Excuse me. That is number 4. I was looking at something else. Blackmon hit a home run he won't ever forget on that road trip at Baltimore, and now he has one at Coors Field on his first game back.
Another curveball, same thing Helton hit, a hanging swinging breaking ball out over the middle of the plate on a 1-2 count. And drove this right over the auxiliary scoreboard and into the seats 2 rows deep. Take a look at this on the Mike Shaw Subaru Super Mo. This ball just hung right out into the middle of the plate. Charlie not fooled at all. Kept everything in stride, hands back, and hit it out of the yard.
You know, George, while you were cutting hay back in Tulsa, if you look at Barry Zito's reaction, Charlie became the first Rocky to hit a ball on Utah Street at Camden Yards.
Yeah, how about that? Wasn't that nice?
Yeah, it was something special. This is going to be an infield hit for DJ LeMahieu. It deflected first off the glove of Sandoval and then off of Brandon Crawford.
First time up, chased a high fastball. DJ did. Next time comes up with a base hit. Now right off of this, not hit hard. You see that Sandoval tried to get over and cut it off, and then when he did, just deflected it away to where Crawford did not get a clean look at it at all. Hit right off the edge. Crawford was going to have to make the exchange quick because of the speed of LeMahieu.
Dexter Fowler bruised his left knee, and that's why he came out of the ball game. That's what we're getting from the Rockies clubhouse. Kadire at the plate, takes ball 1. Michael with a triple to deep right field his first time up. Hunter Pence almost made a circus catch on it and then almost knocked himself out in the process. He had the ball in his glove and ran face first into the fence and knocked the ball loose. There goes DJ, and Posey had to double clutch. And LeMahieu with another stolen base. And for DJ, that's his 15th of the year.
Looked like Posey stumbled coming right out. That's why he regrouped. He double pumped on this. Watch, little double pump, and then he hit the plate. And when he hit the plate, he buckled down as if he, I don't know if he slid or if his ankle went out from under him. There's the step, and then down he went.
Is he wearing rubber cleats, George?
You know, they appear to be rubber, but they're not. They've got metal inside of the rubber. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he may have rubber on, but most of the guys have switched around from that.
No, he's wearing rubber, and as you know,
difficult when you're catching.
If you get that on the plate, it's slick. Nobody out. LeMahieu at second. Rockies up 3-0.
It's like wearing ice skates, trying to throw out on the ice with, you know, keep your balance, and it doesn't work very well.
Big opening on the left side. Crawford swung way over. Kadire fouls it straight back. And it is beautiful. Rockies were in some nice places, Baltimore and Philadelphia, South Beach and Miami, but it's always great to be home. Good job by Kadire. Michael's torched the Giants, especially since coming to the National League. He's hitting .342 against San Francisco. 3 home runs. Had an all-star first half. He's having an all-star second half. And this will be handled by Crawford right in front of Scudero.
That's that late movement on the cutter. That the ball appears to be right there, boy, and you go to hit it and it just eats your bat up.
Here comes the baby bull. Let's go back to when Dexter was trying to steal to it. See what happened.
Left knee, kind of banked down at that point there, and then he popped up, and then the slide came in. But See him look down kind of quickly at it there, but as he jogged off, you don't see much there. Pretty level jog up.
Line drive right at Belt, and it'll turn into a double play. 3-4 as Scudero went to the bag.
Tell you what,
DJ.
Rosario smoked it twice. Third base, they made that wild throw a little bit. Now this line drive right over there.
Yeah, Rockies got a run though on the home run by Charlie Blackmon. Line shot right over the auxiliary scoreboard in right. 3-0 Colorado as we go to the fourth. Rockies up 3-0. Two-run home run Todd Helton. Solo home run Charlie Blackmon. Fourth inning. Juan Nicasio will see Hunter Pence, Pablo Sandoval, Brandon Crawford. We'll take a look at our AT&T trivia question. In the history of the major leagues, 95 players have produced 2,500 or more hits. How many of them are in the Hall of Fame? Todd's 3 away after the home run earlier in the ballgame. In the Hall of Fame.
What's interesting, and we'll get into this discussion here in a minute. I don't want to do it right now, but the guys that are not eligible yet. In other words, they haven't. There's 10 of those.
Look forward to looking at that list. Hunter Pence had an infield hit his first time.
Well, there's 4, soon to be 5 active.
There's one guy over 3,000 who returned to the lineup in New York.
Yeah, and there's a guy on the list, and I'll just go ahead and say his name, Manny Ramirez. He had 2574. Recently retired. Was playing for Texas in AAA. This is probably going to end up in the seats. Helton's going to give it a look anyway. But a friend of mine, Robert Taylor, Tulsa, Oklahoma, is a huge collector. I mean, he's got a tremendous collection, and one of his collections is the 500 home run bat, which is signed by guys with 500 home runs. So he called Bobby Jones, a AAA and Round Rock manager, and said, if I come down, do you think Manny would sign my bat? Well, Manny's been known not to sign things, do different things. Robert showed up, took him in a locker room. Manny spent an hour with him and his wife outside, signed the bat, had pictures taken, signed baseballs for him, did all kinds of things. And how Robert got the 500 bat was he became friends with Mickey Mantle. Mantle called him before he passed away, and he went to his house to see Mickey to have him sign some things. He's a huge Yankee collector. And Mickey's told his son David, he said, hey, go in the closet, get one of those bats and give it to Robert. Well, he comes back out, and it's a 500 home run club bat that Mickey had signed, and a lot of the other guys that aren't around anymore, obviously, had signed. And he gave it to Robert. He said, I want you to have that. Wow. Robert, he only had like 200 of these bats, apparently. Amazing. Pretty neat, isn't it?
Yeah,
good slider there.
That is strikeout. Yeah, strikeout number 6 for Nicasio as he gets Hunter Pence.
Watch out front extension. That's why this ball's just diving. I mean, it's got a good 12 to 18 inch break right on the outside corner. Saw that on the Mike Shaw Silver's Super Mo. But Robert Taylor's uncle was Cliff Mapes, who played with Mickey Mantle. That's how the relationship all started. But it's nice you see some of these former players take care of him.
That's pretty neat. Good looking pitch. The 1-2 on Sandoval. Good looking pitch on the outside corner, strike 3. That's punch out number 7 for Nicasio. Well, you can dot the I on this one.
Boy, you're not kidding tonight. He is putting everything right where he wants it, but well received too by William Rosario. Watch the arm extend out. When the arm extends, you keep that ball in the strike zone longer than to allow it to sink out or have a batting motion at it.
He struck out more than 7 in a game just once this year. That came against Miami here in Denver when Juan struck out 9 in 7 innings. The only other time he reached 7 was against the Padres back in early June. One strike to count on Brandon Crawford. Here's today's injury report. It's brought to you by Connect for Health Colorado. And there's some good news on the injury report. Roy Oswalt will throw a simulated game tomorrow. His last bullpen went really well. Tyler Chatwood's going to throw for Colorado Springs tomorrow. And Walt was saying if all goes well, and he's going to throw up to about 75 pitches, it's possible that his next start is back with the Rockies.
Well, he's shown it in his bullpens and in his simulated games. He's not far off.
You know, and the season goes by sometimes in a blur. It's been, believe it or not, 3 weeks since we've seen Cargo. He took flips today, swinging the bat, which is good. He was happy to see his teammates and also he's getting closer. But Chatwood, George, having a great year. And he's been down for a few weeks. It'll be great to get him back in the fold in the month of September. 3-0 Rockies.
deck. There's downtown Denver, and then we swing you inside to the ballpark as Nolan Arenado is ready to step into the box. So is Todd Helton. So is Charlie Culberson. Culberson's dad, Charlie Sr., he made it as high as AA, and he was telling me that his dad, when he played in the Florida State League, led that league in hitting. He hit .320 for Fort Myers. That was 25 years ago. He had 47 stolen bases and 46 RBIs. He was kind of leadoff guy. Charlie was a former Giant. He was drafted by the Giants. When he got to the majors, it made he and his dad feel good.
Knowing that I was able to, get to the big leagues and have this opportunity, I kind of tell him that we kind of both made it, because it was I think it was a little easier for me to do that than it was for him. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah, his dad was also drafted by the Giants and actually played in Fresno when it was A-ball. So they both played in the same city because Charlie Culberson played for Fresno before he came over with the Sky Sox guys. So
yeah,
pretty cool story.
Really cool story. And here's the 0-2. That's upstairs 1 and 2 on Nolan Arenado. Nolan had a base hit and scored in front of Todd's 2-run home run back in the second inning. But Charlie's dad has a hitting facility near Rome, Georgia.
Rome, Georgia, very good baseball city. That's where the Braves low A team is, where Asheville competes.
Dad has some competitive teams that he coaches out of that area, youth teams. Here's the 1-2 and another base hit for Nolan Arenado. It's time for the big hit presented by Mako, the company that repairs all kinds of hits. Well, that big hit came about a half hour ago. No score, second inning. Arenado at first. Todd Helton got a curveball from Barry Zito, and he launched it. Home run number 9 on the season, 363 in his career. Check out your local Mako for collision repairs and auto painting for as low as $399. Visit Mako.com today. Now Helton in the same situation, facing Barry Zito after a Nolan Arenado base hit. 3-0 Colorado. Two and 0. And 3-0.
We're going to get into the discussion here in a minute on the trivia, but you know what? I mean, high strike called. See it on the 4th strike zone. I'm just looking over some of those names. Not in yet. Eligible, but not in. Eligible, not in. Active. I mean, there's some big time names on that list. When we visit trivia again here in a few minutes.
3-1. No swing, so Todd walks. Arenado to second, and there's 2 on for Charlie Culberson.
Well, bike to the game on September 1st, and you can win prizes. Get more info and ticket specials, including the bike to the game backpack, which includes lunch at the bar at the Rockies.com/green. So go to that and get all the more information. The Cincinnati Reds, just a game out or a game and a half back in the National League Central, will be in town to take on the Rockies. Cincinnati right now 2.5 back, excuse me. St. Louis tied with Pittsburgh. Tell you want to see some fun baseball. Not that the Rockies Giants aren't. There's a lot of Giant fans here at the ballpark. But you have Cincinnati for 3, Cardinals for 4, and then the Dodgers. I mean, there's some series coming up in this ballpark you don't want to miss.
Dodgers finally lost a series. Red Sox took 2 of 3 in LA. Culberson with a base hit to right, and they're going to stop Arenado at third. Stu Cole ran all the way down the line and then put up one hand. So the bases are loaded. Nobody out for Johnny Herrera.
Yeah, you watched Hunter Pence throw this ball in. It didn't look like a very good full arm action from what I noticed coming out of the hand. The Mike Shaw Super Mo stayed away from him. Good job of all inside like that, taking your elbow tight to the body, drive the ball to the right side. Worst case scenario, you hope that ball drops. It does. Hunter Pence's throw into the home plate area. And down where Stu had gone as a third base coach, you're going to bring him as long as you can before you have to hold him up.
Johnny Herrera will get the hit here with the bases loaded. In the course of a season, for a platoon player or a utility player like Johnny, you don't get this opportunity many times. He won't change his approach, though. I'm not going to see Johnny all of a sudden come out of his shoes and try to hit one out.
Just solid. He's just trying to hit the ball solidly somewhere. And the way they're positioning him defensively, they're going to think that his ball's going to be in the right center field area. Their left center is wide open. If he happens to get one of those cutters in and turns on him.
0-1. 1-1. Well, third base, Nolan Arenado, he had a single. Todd Helton walked. And then Charlie Culberson with a single. Both hits were to the right side. Rockies let the ball get deep on Zito. When you try and go get the baseball with a soft tosser, he gets you out. And Johnny hits a little flare that Crawford will make a catch on. And Todd almost got a little too far off that bag. Now there's one out. That'll bring up Nicasio.
Johnny will be disappointed with that because obviously I think he felt like he tried to get this ball. That's that cutter in. He gets it in just enough on the hands. You get it down on the handle where you can't drive it. It's soft line driving and a flip back over. Trying to get Todd Helton. He wanted to be in a position. Helton did. With Crawford running away from the infield to maybe have that chance to score if it happens to drop. Aggressiveness almost cost an out.
Nicasio hit the ball on the ground to short his first time up.
Yeah, the Rockies have done a great job in this situation. 3-12 with the bases loaded this year.
That's a pretty nice cut there by Nicasio. Hits in the air to shallow center. It drops, and the Rockies get a run. Nicasio bloop one to center field, make it 4-0 as Arenado scores. And for Juan, his third ribby of the year.
Take it any way you can take it. I mean, this is a deal. That the ball was up again in the zone. They didn't get that inside at all. And they were able to just take care of it and drive it to the right side. Right out the hands into the outfield. And a great job by Nicasio to drive in Nolan Arenado, who had another hit in the ball game.
And action in the Giant bullpen, because here comes Charlie Blackmon, who launched one to right in his first at bat.
Former Rocky Moscoso is warming up down in the bullpen, who they had acquired from Kansas City, who had signed him. Hanging breaking ball, line drive, right field. Everybody watched it, including Zito. Charlie, thinking he had a double off the wall, got into the soft trot in a hurry.
Rockies can really break this open here. Blackmon at the plate, bases loaded, 1 out. Outfield still pretty shallow. Blanco particularly in center field. That skim him?
It looked like it almost caught a little bit of Jersey. Rolled that front shoulder versus going backwards.
Blackmon in the game after Dexter came out. 1 inning play for Dexter. He bruised his knee on, looked like on the slide, trying to steal second. Moscoso, the Rockies a couple of years ago. Former Oakland A, where the Rockies got him. Last year with Guillermo?
Time flies when you're having fun.
There you go. Helton at third now, Culberson at second, Nicasio at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Charlie Blackmon. And Charlie with well, he got a break. Charlie's going to get a ribby out of it. Rockies are up 5-0. It should have been a double play. Once Scudero fielded it, but then Marco dropped the baseball as he was trying to feed Brandon Crawford. It would have been a very easy double play. And the Rockies will take it.
11th RBI for Charlie Blackmon. Helton scored on it. On a soft line drive, hit right at Scudero. He tried to backhand it, trying to kick it out of the glove, dropped it onto Crawford, not going to get there. Scudero again, another look at this. Looked like it hit right on the heel of the glove, bounced back out again.
Oh, look at this. The crowd's reacting live. The sprinklers went on for about 3 seconds. All of them.
I want to see instant replay.
Ready? I've never seen that before at Coors Field. I've seen it at other ballparks. I've never seen it happen here.
It got everybody.
Bruce Bochy called that in. He called Mark Rasmussen. He said, "Can you wake our guys up?"
Well, Moscoso didn't lose.
Yeah. Well, the minor leagues, you say we need a day off.
I think the way, yeah, exactly. I think the way things have gone for Boats this year, he wish they wouldn't have gone off.
LeMahieu. Goodness, Brandon Belt, not a good pickup there. Zito almost threw it away on that pick. LeMahieu a single and a stolen base last inning. He struck out in the first inning on a high fastball. Show you stats for how guys do during the day, how guys do at night. Jorge De La Rosa won again yesterday in the day. He's 7-0. Well, DJ is a .312 hitter at night this year.
Huh. Some guys pick the ball better up at night. They see the ball better, the rotation better for whatever reason. Here you got a beautiful background in center field to pick the ball up with.
Do you prefer day or night?
Night. When I was in Chicago and there was no night games, it's just odd to get up every morning and have like an 8 to 5 job. You got batting practice at 8:30 in the morning. You know, pitchers hit at 8:30 to 9, and if the other guys hit, and you're playing at 1:10 every day.
Oh, 2. 1-2. Barry Zito's stuff now. He's got to do it with guts and guile. And we've seen him befuddle the Rockies, not the last few times, though.
Well, what Walt said in his piece was, in his little bite during the ballgame with Mark Stout, you cannot allow him to where you get yourself out all the time. You're chasing. You made a good point a minute ago. You go try to get out and get to the baseball, you're going to get in trouble. You got to wait and let the ball come to you and then react to it. Because he's relying on movement, not velocity.
2-2. And another check on Charlie at first. Everybody in the lineup has a hit already, with the exception of Rosario, who smoked a couple of balls. Johnny Herrera. DJ check swing. Boy, bad news today on Matt Harvey, George, huh?
Man, that's sad.
Yeah, if you missed
Well, I tell you. And whenever they say it's partial or strain,
well,
they typically lead to Tommy John.
Tommy John, yeah. He has a partial tear of his ulnar collateral ligament.
It doesn't grow back.
Young pitcher with the Mets,
Yeah.
and he can rehab it, or he can, have surgery, be out all of next year. This ball on the ground is Scudero. Rockies get 2 more in the inning. They have a 5-0 lead. They have 9 hits already. Juan Nicasio is throwing up zeros. Attention college students, faculty, and staff. Get a 2-for-1 annual ski pass good at Winter Park and Copper Mountain just by opening a new Wells Fargo checking package. See details at wellsfargo.com/ski pass. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. Rockies with 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 more in the fourth. Have a 5-0 advantage. And for San Francisco, Francisco Peguero will lead things off, and then Barry Zito's schedule, but Brett Pills in the on-deck circle. Peguero hit a soft little flare to second baseman DJ LeMahieu his first time up, and he takes a strike. It's our Toyota Talk inning. Get some questions here in a moment. We're seeing Peguero last year. Got in 17 games for the Giants a year ago. Career .305 hitter in the minor leagues. Turned 25 at the beginning of June, and this is lofted in the air to left field. And Charlie Culberson makes the catch. So Peguero is retired, 1 out. Brett Pill will be the pinch hitter for Barry Zito.
How many putouts has Todd Helton been a part of in his career?
A lot.
How many do you think, Drew?
Wow.
Make a guess.
I'm going to try to do this logically. Hang on a second.
No, don't do it logically. Come on, we haven't got that much time. Throw a number out there.
No, I want to think about this.
I'm going to have to give the answer.
Hold on.
Did Doug tell you?
No.
I didn't know if you were doing a drama thing.
I'm going to say 13,492.
18,683, 16th all time.
I was just off by 5,000.
Yeah, you're close.
Real close.
Got it.
Yep, Brett Pill hit by pitch. How many times has Brett Pill been hit by a pitch, George, going back to T-ball?
232 times.
Doug?
Right out of the hand, here it again. You're going to see that fastball. Anytime the hand gets flat, you'll create a side run on it. Catch it right in the forearm.
Blanco, a strikeout and a comebacker. What's the progress of Tyler Matzik?
Oh, it's getting a lot better, I can tell you that. Throwing a lot more strikes. I think what he's starting to do at the AA level is pitch. Before it was rear back and hunt for the velocity every single time. He'll throw from 88 all the way to 95 miles an hour, showing a good curveball slider mix. The record at 500 at 8-8, but still much better than what it has been in the past.
Blanco fouls it off. Well, Jonathan Gray and Eddie Butler have been just out of this world good. Jonathan Gray threw again last night from Modesto. He's on a pitch count. He threw 64 pitches, 5 innings. He allowed 2 hits, didn't walk anybody. He struck out 8. There were no runs.
And before everybody starts texting and saying all the things about pitch counts and all that, this guy threw 120-something innings in college this year. So they're being very careful with this arm. He's 92 to 93 miles an hour. He was up to 99 last night at Modesto. You see Gray with 5 starts, 4-0, 36 strikeouts, only 6 walks. Eddie Butler in AA the other night was absolutely, and I'm going to say this, in 4 starts in AA right now, he should be 4-0. He left every start with the lead. He should be 4-0, but just has been dominant down there. An earned run average of 0.45 for Eddie Butler. Heavy sinker, sliders much better than what it was at the beginning of the year. The changeup's coming.
2 guys to get excited about that aren't that far away. Ground ball to second, and the flip to Johnny Herrera from DJ LeMahieu. Scudero is retired, and another strong inning from Juan Nicasio. He has struck out 8 Giants in 5 shutout innings, 5-0 Colorado. positive for the Colorado Rockies tonight. First of all, the pitching side. Juan Nicasio, strikeout of Brandon Bell. Bases were loaded when he struck out Pablo Sandoval on a couple of scratch hits and a walk. And then Todd Helton in the second inning got the barrel on a curveball, and he hit it to the back wall of the Rockies bullpen. His 363rd in his career. Charlie Blackmon with a solo shot. And Juan Nicasio, two-way player tonight. Base hit for Juan to drive in a run.
Rockies up 5-0 as they come to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cooney Lexus, where luxury has a new address, now open in Greenwood Village. And the former Rocky Guillermo Moscoso is on the hill. Hasn't been a Giant all that long. Be the 9th appearance in a Giants uniform for Moscoso. And his contract purchased from Fresno after being acquired from the Cubs in late July. He also made one start for the Giants this year. Got hit hard in his last outing by the Pirates over the weekend. Gave up 3 runs. Walked a couple.
Well, what happened in that ball game against the Pirates? He hit a guy. He got out of an inning. Then at the very start of the next inning, the Giants came back and tied it up 3-3. And very first batter he hit, walked the next 2. They had to go get him, and the relief pitcher painted him up a little bit and let all those runs come in.
Well, we thank you for texting in your questions during Toyota Talk. Visit the Root Sports Facebook page at facebook.com/RootSportsRM, where our Hall of Famer Tracy Ringlesby will answer a bonus Toyota Talk question before the conclusion of the game. 1 out as Kadire is gone. Willeen Rosario hit the ball sharply twice, nothing to show for it. Barry Zito goes 4 innings, allows 5 runs, all of them earned on 9 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 1. 75 pitches for Zito. He used to be, George, the last guy the Rockies wanted to see.
Never wanted to see him. And who's the other guy? Ted Lilly.
Ted Lilly, yeah.
Was the other one with the Dodgers. 2 guys that didn't throw particularly hard but knew how to pitch.
Willeen hits this ball to deep left center field. It's going to drop and roll. And Rosario will have himself a double. He's so strong, George. He doesn't have to square it up.
No, he doesn't. Exactly right. He hit this ball out into left center field. They give chase to the baseball. It's going to be a high pitch from Moscoso. On a Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo, you'll see this pitch trying to go down and away. They make the mistake, and look how good he got his hands in close to the body, yet got the sweet part of the bat on the baseball and drove it some 370 feet in left center.
Arenado with 2 singles to right field. Rockies with 10 hits in the game. Well, this is how you want to return home. Make a splash, especially inside the division. Fastball's in.
Normally when you do throw, even if it's 90-91, but you miss your spots by 16 to 18 inches, the result's typically not good. Posey on the outside corner that time. The ball ran inside. Missed by full body length, or width, I should say.
Rosario gets back in.
Pretty good pitch right there. 92 velocity wise and location wise. Best pitch he's made in the game so far.
Moscoso has always been known as a fly ball pitcher. That pitch was well located, as George described. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Nolan Arenado. You know what you have to be impressed with Nolan, George, is day in and day out. And Walt was saying today that you just can't take him out of the lineup because you know he's going to make a play for you at some point in the game. His play on defense, turning that double play yesterday, starting a 5-2-3 double play. That was as big, if not bigger, than the hit he got late in the ball game. But he's been so steady. There hasn't been a lull, which typically you see rookies. Look out, they got him.
That Scudero doing a little bit of his magic back there. And got him by a pretty wide margin too. You see where his tag applied out front and before the hand gets back to the bat. Not a lonelier feeling if, for a baseball player in a situation like that. Scoring position, 1 out, you get picked off. It's a long trot back to the dugout.
The only thing that makes it easier is his club's up by 5 runs.
The thing about it too, you come back to the dugout, and with the exception of pitchers, every one of you got picked off. So just shut up and leave me alone. I'll be all right. Just leave me alone. Hey Doug, has Todd ever been picked off? I just checking.
Yeah, that's happened. 3-2. Left field. Figueroa is out there, and he's got the baseball. So Rosario doubled, but he was picked off. We move to inning number 6 with the Rockies ahead 5-0 in Coors Field. Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local Dodge dealer today. By the Honey Smoked Fish Company, you're ready to eat energizing superfood. You can add any dish that's healthy and delicious. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Been a pleasant night at the old ballpark. The Rockies beating up on the Giants tonight. First of 3 here at Coors Field between Colorado and San Francisco. 5-0 the score. Drew Goodman, George Frazier, Mark Stout. Rockies have out-hit the Giants 10-3. And what should not be lost in the nice offensive showing by Colorado, which has included a home run from Helton and a home run from Blackman, is the work of Batman. He's been terrific.
He's been outstanding, and sometimes the offense will overshadow all of that, and that's kind of be a drawback to you. Belt, one of those guys that hit the hardest ball probably, and that was a line drive to right field, his last at bat.
Now I've got Bell, second batter that Casio's hit.
Looking for a unique venue to hold your next business meeting? Ask about the Super Suite Conference Center located along the first base line. Contact the Rockies for your next business meeting. Come on out to the ballpark and have it any time over the next year.
A strike on Posey. Let's watch. And where's the toe? Yeah, it skipped. You know what? I think it hit dirt and skipped off his foot. That's why it skipped up. I think that's a fair call by Chad Fairchild. 0-2 on Buster Posey. First leadoff hitter to reach.
Tell you what, I was watching Posey over here for a young kid. If you're standing in the pens, excuse me, sitting in the on-deck circle, come on, take a swing for me. Come on, right here. Watch this. Don't swing like that. Huh? How about that, huh?
It's really different.
Oh yeah, it's the walkthrough. It's the Gary Player walkthrough.
Everybody has different idiosyncrasies on how they get loose. This ball lined to left, and it's going to drop in front of Culberson. A base hit for Posey, who now has a 14-game hitting streak against the Rockies. And they're 2 on, nobody out. Hunter Pence coming up. Hunter tonight, an infield hit and a strikeout. Look out.
You heard the guy out of the stands yell, "Come on, Juan, let's focus." And you know, it's not a matter of losing focus right now. It's just a little bit about release point. Earlier in the ball game, had a little bit of difficulty. He got that double play ball and was able to get out of that inning in a hurry. That's what you're looking for right now.
Two pitches in as Jimmy Wright comes out. Jimmy seldom listens, George. We always tell him before every game, we don't want to see you once the game starts.
At all. Again.
Not that we don't care about you.
That's right. But we don't want to see you.
One ball, one strike on Pence. Hitting .262. With runners in scoring position, he's had more opportunities than any other Giant by a bunch. High pop up to center field. Blackman makes a catch, one out, and that'll bring up Pablo Sandoval.
Sandoval twice has struck out.
Auto glass damage, call Safelite Auto Glass, America's vehicle glass experts at 303-287-5000 or go to safelight.com.
Once it's been, what set everything up with Sandoval when he struck him out the first time was a 2-1 changeup to go 2-2. He came back with a fastball in, swing and a miss. Next time up, slider in the dirt, chased it. Those are maturity things for me with Juan Nicasio pitching, trusting the fact of what he's trying to accomplish. And that is be a very consistent big league pitcher.
De La Rosa's win yesterday, I think the Rockies now are 13 games over 500 when either De La Rosa, Chacín, Chatwood, or Nicasio starts. Think about that. That's not their individual records. It's what the team does.
Keep you in a ball game, give you that chance.
Problem for the Rockies has been when anybody else has taken the baseball in large part. 2-1 on Sandoval.
Yeah, missed again on that outer half. No business going on down in the Rockies bullpen. 5-0 lead. He's given up 4 hits. He's behind 3-1. You see some movement now. Yep. Lopez going to get it going in a hurry. He's the guy that everybody tells me down in the bullpen. He can get loose in 4 to 5 pitches. I mean, he can just start airing it out. You're going to tell him, all right, go ahead and get down. Give me about 3 more and I'll be ready to go. You can tell by that arm speed that he's getting hot in a hurry.
This ball's well hit to center field, and Blackman at the wall makes the catch. That's a 420-foot out where Sandoval hit it.
I always giggle a little bit because whether he hit it 5 feet, 100 feet, or 415 feet, he's making a left turn and heading to the dugout. He got out of that thing. He got underneath this about 1.5 feet.
Here's something amazing, George, about Kung Fu Panda. He has not hit a home run in his last 138 at bats. His last big fly came on July 12th in San Diego, of all places. That was before the All-Star break.
That's crazy. And he's played in some ballparks where he could hit it out. Crawford on the year, 196 with runners in scoring position. That's the 10th worst average of anybody in the National League. And to think that he's hit 271 overall.
Strikeout and a comebacker. First and third, 2 outs. And strike 1 on Crawford. This Giant team, despite their poor record, has averaged 4 1/4 runs per game out on the road, which is 5th best in the National League. Another good looking pitch just off the plate. Evidently it's 1-1. Harris, the left-hander, now up for Bochy. It's Jose. Look out. Everybody's okay. Good deal. One and two on Crawford. Almost got him to bite. Why has he been better, George, for you the last month and change?
Well, because of the trust factor in the slider and the changeup. That's the biggest thing. When you have to throw all fastballs and pitchers counts, you allow guys to foul off a lot of pitches to work you back into a hitter's count. But when you have the ability to throw slider changeup, that's the biggest thing. And the ability, he did it earlier. I mean, he had a 2-1 count to Sandoval, changeup, punched him out fastball. 2-1 count slider for a strike. And he tried to overamp that one a little bit. Good block by Rosario.
3-2. Swung on and missed. He got Crawford. And Nicasio keeps the Giants off the board in the 6th inning. Despite a first and second situation with nobody out. Strikeout number 9 matches a season high for Nicasio. Sixth inning, and let's answer our AT&T trivia question. Todd Helton's going to lead things off in the 6th inning. Todd is 3 hits away from 2,500 in his career. There are 95 players in the history of this great game to produce 2,500 hits. How many of them are in the Hall of Fame? Well, it's a big number. 62 are in the Hall of Fame. And then there are, what are there, 10 current players not yet eligible for the Hall of Fame. There are 4 active players. It was a, no-brainer in New York with Derek Jeter, who, by the way, returned today. He was 0 for 3. Jays in Toronto beat the Yankees. A-Rod hit a home run there. And then there's 3 that are rather controversial.
Well, Rose, Palmeiro, Bonds. But you look at the 16 not in yet. Baines, Vida Pinson, Al Oliver, Billy Buckner, Dave Parker, Doc Creamer, Dave Cross, Tim Raines, Steve Garvey, Julio Franco, Willie Davis, Steve Finley. Then you go over to the side that aren't eligible yet. Biggio, 3,000 hits.
He should get in next summer.
Yeah, Omar Vizquel. Pudge will be in.
Pudge will be a first ballot. Talking
Griffey
about Ivan
Jr.
Rodriguez.
Griffey Jr.
First ballot.
Johnny Damon, I don't think. He's going to come back and play next year anyway. Chipper Jones, first ballot. Gary Sheffield, Luis Gonzalez, and Vladimir Guerrero.
Let me look at that list again, George. I want to ask you real quick, off the top of your head. Where you talked about the guys that are no-brainers. Biggio, Pudge, Griffey Jr., Chipper. 3 and 1 on help. Omar Vizquel, Hall of Famer?
Yes.
I agree with you. With the way he played defense?
Yes. What do you have, 2,800 hits, too?
Well, it's like Ozzie Smith. I mean, if Ozzie's a Hall of Famer, I think Omar Vizquel's a Hall of Famer.
16 Gold Gloves, 17. How many did he have? He had a bunch.
Here's the 3-1. Todd hits this to fairly deep left field. It's going to stay in the yard. Guerrero makes the catch. 1 out. Damon, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Good career, obviously. Gary Sheffield.
That's tough. I mean, he's pretty dominant. Hit the ball a very long ways when he was healthy, and probably not.
Luis Gonzalez.
No.
Vladdy.
No.
You mentioned Garrett Anderson's on that list too. Another guy who had a good career.
Name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Vizquel, by the way, had 11 Gold Gloves. I think Ozzie had 13.
Now of the active guys, Jeter's a no-brainer, 3,300 plus hits. A-Rod is going to go on that same list with Bonds and Palmeiro, etc. Ichiro for me is a first ballot, isn't he? You got to be a first ballot Hall of Fame.
4,000 hits total, more than that now, but he got 2,800 hits in the United States.
27, 25.
Yeah. I mean, depends how much longer he wants to play.
MVP, Gold Gloves. Yeah. That's the Hall of Fame. Manny Ramirez goes on that list of.
Magic number used to be 500, and you were automatically in.
Yeah, 500 home run. You know what?
Frank Thomas is another guy.
Well, I think Frank's going to get in. I think Frank will get in next year.
So. Well, that list next year is pretty strong. You look at that list next year, a lot of guys on that list.
You know, if you think about it, George, back when you were getting out of the game, 400 was a magic number. In fact, the first guy that I could think of that hit more than 400 home runs and didn't get in was Dave Kingman, who hit 442, if memory serves me correctly. But of course, you know, he never hit for any kind of average. But I think if you look back, George, when you were getting out of the game, most of the guys, I think all the guys who hit 400 home runs, they were in.
But still, the 300 win mark has always been there, even when I was there.
That's got to go down.
I would think. Not many guys are going to even reach the 250, 260 mark anymore. There's only 2 active guys with more than 250 now, I think.
Culberson hits this ball to center field. Blanco's got it. 2 outs. That'll bring up Johnny Herrera against Moscoso. Now, very quickly, the 16 not in. Tell me if any of these guys eventually get in your mind. Real quick, Harold Baines, 2866.
Probably not.
Pretty good player. Vida Pinson.
Would have already if it was.
Yeah. Al Oliver.
No.
Billy Buckner.
No.
Guy you played against a bunch, Dave Parker.
Would like to see it. He's a dominant player, MVP type guy. I mean, had one of the strongest arms. I just don't think that it'll happen.
Buddy Bell, probably
no.
not enough numbers. Tim Raines has been pretty close.
post a couple of times. Probably not going to make it because of the classes coming out. He may be down the road a little ways if he can maintain his percentages.
Steve Garvey.
No.
Julio Franco played till he was like 70.
Yeah, 48. But no.
Willie Davis.
By the way, I broke Franco in as a rookie with Cleveland.
Did you?
Yeah, 84.
Man, you really are old. Older than I thought.
A lot older.
Steve Finley, who had a minute with the Rockies, now probably.
Great players.
Sure.
All of them are very good players. Don't get me wrong, but Hall of Fame, I don't think so.
Yeah, I would agree with your assessment on all those guys. And then next year's class.
But see, all those guys are not like Todd, where they're in like the top 75 in almost every offensive category.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that's going to help Helton is the fact that even though he played at Coors Field, his road numbers were pretty good. He was in that 280 range. And that's a difficult thing to bet against. You look at a lot of the great players that got in, a lot of their road numbers weren't as good as Todd's.
Yeah, unfortunately, I really think the whole Coors Field thing, as unfair as it is, as much as we rant against it, I think it's an unfair bias. Good ballpark. There's been a lot of good offensive parts. It's going to hurt Todd, unfortunately. 5-0. Here are the game highlights so far, brought to you by McDonald's. Get just what you need at just the right price with many of your McDonald's favorites starting at just $1. I'm loving it. Todd Helton sat on a curveball from Barry Zito, and he hit it really far with a man aboard. 2-0 Colorado. Third inning, Charlie Blackmon, who had to step in for Dexter Fowler, who bruised his knee, hits a home run. And Juan Nicasio has pitched outstanding baseball. 9 strikeouts in 6 innings. No runs, 4 hits. And we're back live, and Todd Helton scampers to the brag. And Peguero is out. New pitcher of the ball game's Wilton Lopez, and yes, that's rain all of a sudden, as Corey Dickerson has taken over for Culberson in left field. It's a double switch. So Culberson will lead off for the Rockies. Excuse me, so Dickerson will lead off for the Rockies. The pitcher spot will be where Charlie Culberson was hitting in the 7-hole. Wilton Lopez really been pitching well. Scrambling to get underneath. Where this rain came from was beautiful about half hour ago, but it's coming down right now. Ground ball to second. DJ's got it. Two outs. Here's Gregor Blanco. And that slap to the middle of the diamond, and he could fly. Good play by Johnny coming up with that baseball, an infield hit.
Coming off that left side, that's hard. With his speed, I mean, it's just got everything. It would have to work magically for him in order to even have an opportunity. The high hop over the mound. Johnny, really good exchange, and fired it right at Todd Helton, but unfortunately comes up on the other side of it. Boy, you see him air that thing out. Just barely got there.
Here's Marco. Scudero is 1 for 2 and a walk. He had a high hop and double in the first inning. Doug, this one passing through. Going to be quick.
Doesn't look like it.
Tell Marco Scudero that right now, or this fan is trying to get coverage. It is pouring.
You know, what you're seeing on TV, folks, that's what you're getting. I mean, it is really coming down. Bad for baseball, good for the concession stand.
Yep.
Everybody's scrambling right now.
Good for the grass, too.
A little water in your beer is not going to hurt you, darling. That's right.
Two and two.
Well, you got to get another one.
Yeah. Well, they're going to play 3 strikes today. You know what? He obviously thought one of the first pitches was a called strike. 2 and 2.
Got him. All right, got him. Let's go to dugout. No, just kidding. You got to get one more.
Well, we're saying, listen, it's raining out. Let's just play 2 strikes.
Doug, you're right. It's clearing up. Got out of here.
Swung on.
Now you can go.
Now you can head to the dugout. Strong inning from Wilton Lopez. Middle of 7. Rockies 5 and the Giants nothing. Tune in Friday after the game for Rockies Real Time as we begin a 2-part series from the Dominican Republic. See the dedication of the Rockies' new Latin Baseball Academy in Boca Chica. It's one of the finest in the Dominican Republic. Check it out Friday after the postgame. Rockies Real Time. It's the first of a two-parter on the Rockies' beautiful new facility in Boca Chica. Jose Majares is now in the baseball game. Continues to reign at Coors Field. Rockies up 5-0 as they hit in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Corey Dickerson, Charlie Blackmon, and DJ LeMahieu. Jeremy Affeldt has begun throwing in some rehab games, looking to get back in the not too distant future.
And in Arizona Summer League right now, getting that work in. Matt Cain has gone to Arizona just to have the contusion in his right forearm where he was hit with a line drive looked at. Here's the numbers. 44+ innings pitched for Majares, and as they try to dry up things on the mound and around the home plate area. See Matt Cain here. I mean, Bruce Bochy told me once he got hit, just shut it down. Wasn't any reason to go anymore. And they caught him right in the forearm. And you know, when you get hit here in that area, it's just no reason to continue on and no reason to take a chance on him. Said the fingers went numb right after he got hit. And that was the concern part for Bochy and the pitching coach Dave Righetti. First time in his career that he's ever been put on the disabled list.
Tim Flannery sitting next to Bochy. I know Damon Iannelli, who we showed earlier, is now a cross-checker for the Rockies, who signed Dickerson, an 8th-round pick out of Meridian Community College in Mississippi. Really proud of what he's done. When a scout sees one of the players that he was instrumental in signing get to the big leagues,
and in a hurry too,
that's something. Real neat moment for the scout.
And a lot of the scouts, not a lot, all of them do, they stay in constant contact with a lot of these guys, make sure everything's going the way that they anticipated to. And, you know, the one thing that's never happened with Rocky players, but a lot of times guys that don't forget where you came from. Don't forget who drove that.
This is going to drop. And the way Corey runs, you never know. Shut it down. Good play out there by Figueroa. Otherwise, Dickerson would have been on second. So a lead single for Corey.
MLB.TV is celebrating 11 years. That's right. Catch all of the second half action in HD quality. Watch every out-of-market game live on the more than 350 mobile and connected devices. Visit MLB.TV today.
So Juan Nicasio threw 96 pitches and 6 shutout innings. He allowed just 4 hits. Season high for the second time, 9 punch-outs. Juan walked 2 and hit 2. Stan Williams, George, the old pitching coach, would have been happy, huh?
Yeah, really happy. Get 3-0, nail them, cut down on your walks. Stan Williams pitched here in Denver for a long time. The Denver Bears. Went on to be a pitching coach with the Seattle Mariners, the New York Yankees. Was kind of Lou Piniello's right-hand man. Managed the Yankees and over in Seattle for a while.
Yeah, long ties to Colorado. It's the 1-1 down the line. Oh, that's a great stop by Sandoval. That's a heck of a play by Pablo Sandoval. That was a rocket.
It's not your normal 5-3 putout.
No, it's not.
They show you a little bit of that arm strength through off of there. Charlie trying to slice that thing right by him. Skipped on that wet grass. Still able to backhand it, and it fired from the one knee right over to Brandon Belt for the out. Well, we've had the sprinklers on. We've had a quick shower. The grass should be good and ready to go, huh?
Yeah, by the way, it stopped raining. That's the first accurate forecast Dougie's given us this year.
Stopped raining.
All right, second. Doug's more hurt by
Telling
that.
the old hippie's pretty good at the weather now. He's pretty good at the weather.
He's not bad.
I mean, when I see him stick his head out the booth window and smell and say 10 minutes it'll be here. 10 minutes it shows up. I'm in. He also says that the onions are almost done.
0-2 on LeMahieu. That's going to be a tough chance for Maharis, and he throws it down the right field line. Dickerson scores, and LeMahieu will stay at first because Pence got to the baseball quickly. Rockies have their 6th run. See how they score this. He could be real kind and give a hit to LeMahieu and then an error, allowing the runner to score.
I think that's probably what scoring will be. Base hit, error on the pitcher for the runner advancing to score. I was surprised Myers got to this ball in a hurry. Then he just threw a nice cutter over to Belt at first. When that cutter got there, it just no chance at all. The only thing Belt was trying to do is get out of the way for the runner.
Michael Kadire, who tripled in his first at bat, popped to short and a fly ball to right as well. 1 for 3 tonight. The Giants made a lot of errors this year. 2nd most in the league to Milwaukee.
And you look at the two teams, surprisingly to me, is Pittsburgh and the Dodgers, both leading the top in their divisions, the West and the Central, making that number of errors that they've made, and still being able to be in a position to win.
And they turn it over 6-4-3. In the inning, the Rockies get another run. They're up 6-0. 6 runs, 12 hits for Colorado as we go to the 8th at Coors Field. Eighth inning. What's next is brought to you by CenturyLink. Tomorrow, Yusmero Petit will go for the Giants against Chad Bettis. 6th career start for Bettis, coming off a good performance, one in Philadelphia. Had the Rockies been able to close things out, he would have had his first big league victory. He'll try to get it tomorrow. We're on the air at 6 p.m. right here on Root Sports with the pregame show. Join us for that. And then the ball game. CenturyLink, what's next? Brandon Belt is next in the lineup for the Giants. Second inning of work for Wilton Lopez. George, you weren't on this recent road trip, but Wilton the last few weeks, I think, is throwing the ball better than he has all year.
A little more pickup to it. That's that one game he threw here right at the very end. It was 90-95, what you saw a year ago. No more 88s to 91. He started to sink the ball more. That's why you see the ground ball outs.
One and two. Big series in St. Louis. Cardinals over the Reds tonight, 8-6. Matt Holliday hit his 18th in that ball game.
Still figuring out ways to win, I'll tell you that. Big ball game there with Cincinnati. Lopez now trying to have his 9th scoreless appearance. He's had 8 straight, so hopefully that continues. Cincinnati comes into town this weekend. Their bullpen's getting a little overworked right now. Had to use them in an awful lot of ball games.
See who started for him yesterday?
Greg Reynolds, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. 14-3 at AAA Louisville this year.
Yeah, he pitched pretty well. He ended up taking the loss, though. Cincinnati didn't score much. Here's the Central. Great race. The Pirates with the Cardinals winning a half game back, and the Reds right there. Season ended tomorrow. Pirates and Reds would go as wild card teams. American League, the A's hanging tough in that NL West with Texas. They beat the Tigers in Detroit tonight, 8-6, despite the 43rd home run from Miguel Cabrera. And Belt is gone. Second strikeout for Wilton Lopez.
Well, nasty for him. I mean, all of a sudden you got 17 pitches thrown, 12 strikes, really overworking the zone right now. You've got him well out in front of an off-speed pitch in the dirt. Good pitch by Lopez. Nicasio struck him out with a back foot slider, but you know, it's an aggressive attitude that Wilton's taking to the mound right now also. He's going right at people. The wind blowing here at Coors Field, up all fair territory for a little while, and worked its way all the way to the seats.
Here's the AL West standings. The Rangers played well lately. They've overtaken the Athletics. Boy, oh boy, the Angels 58-71.
A lot of speculation in the last 3 or 4 days that somebody's head's on the chopping block. Is it Jerry DeProto, the former Rocky pitcher that has become a pretty successful general manager, or will it be Mike Scioscia, whose contract runs through 2018? It's a long time.
Did he forget how to manage or something?
Well, I think, you know, the thing is they spent more money than anybody in baseball with C.J. Wilson, Pujols, who has an injured foot,
out for the year,
and Hamilton, Josh Hamilton. The money they spent, and there's others that have not worked out. So I mean, that's the difficult part for it. Mike won a world championship against these Giants quite a few years back, but since then had some rough go.
I mean, it happens. Teams have bad years, and it's been a bad couple of years for the Angels. Posey hits it on the ground to Johnny Herrera.
Well, you know what? I always equate this to a couple of guys that I look back on. Joe Torre was a horrible manager in St. Louis for the New York Mets, for the Atlanta Braves, but he was a genius with the Yankees.
Right.
Don Mattingly was ready to be hung in L.A. in early May. Now he might get Manager of the Year.
Listen, whose fault is it if the two guys you spent a ton of money on haven't performed anywhere close to what you expect them to? In the case of Pujols and Hamilton in his first year there.
But here's the thing about that too. Do you think that a GM just goes out and gives away $360 million? He didn't make a call to Art Moreno to say, hey, is it okay if I sign these guys for $270?
Right.
Exactly. Blame could be shared around a little bit, but I think some of the problem lies in their minor league system, which is barren. I can tell you that. I've watched it an awful lot. We've got one or two guys, but they traded away Segura and Hellwig to get Greinke for a half a year. They thought they could sign him back. Didn't happen. Segura's doing pretty good.
Every team, no matter how deep your pockets, has to develop. One and two on Hunter Pence.
These two guys teammates down in Houston not so long ago. Where Hunter started his travels to Philadelphia on to Frisco.
Gregor Blanco was saying he wants to take a page out of Hunter Pence's offseason playbook and condition himself the way Hunter has. Feels like his legs have gotten tired. Stolen bases are way down this year. Boy, that's just good pitching by Lopez. As dominant as we've seen of 3 punch-outs and 2 scoreless innings for Wilton Lopez. 6-0 Colorado. Giants nothing as the Rockies come to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Who Wants Tacos fans, if you'd like to receive text message alerts when the Rockies score 7 or more, and they're 1 away from that, text the keyword taco to 720-720. And when that does happen, Taco Bell and Root Sports together will donate $250 to the Colorado I Have a Dream Foundation. Willeen Rosario takes high ball 1 from Jose Majares. It's the 2nd inning of work for Majares. Willeen, Nolan Arenado, Todd Helton. Four and 6 road trip for the Rockies. We played 10 ball games on this homestand. Finally get a day off on Thursday. Actually, I said 10 games, a 9-game homestand. 10 days, 9 games. Cincinnati for 3 on the weekend. The Dodgers for 3. Beginning a week from today. 3-1. I was talking about the remaining schedule. I failed to mention that Boston is going to be in town. 24th and 25th.
Looking forward to that. See John Farrell, who's went in and taken that ball club and did something Bobby V couldn't do and win.
Did that little guy catch a baseball? He's hopping around like he did. Awesome.
Look at this. Our camera guys, they have everything.
That is a night he won't forget. This ball hammered left center field, and the catch is made by Blanco. In a while, I think that Willeen hit that better than his last double. It's a long out. Nolan Arenado coming up. Here's the in-game box score. It's brought to you by Subway. Blackman a home run. He replaced Dexter Fowler, who left with a bruised knee after 1 inning of play. Dexter had a base hit as well. DJ's got a couple hits tonight. Everybody's been involved. Pulled to third. Pablo knocks it down. That's all. No one will reach. That's a base hit. And that's a 3-hit night for Arenado. His average creeping up around that 270 mark.
September 3rd, Dollar Hot Dog Night. It's all brought to you by Hebrew National Hot Dogs. Get your tickets for this ball game against the Dodgers today. There's only going to be 10,000 of those Dollar Hot Dog coupons given away for the September 3rd ball game against the Los Angeles Dodgers. 303 Rockies or Rockies.com/specials.
Frazier's favorite days of the year.
Yeah, it is.
This is line to center, and it's hit too hard.
Does he not understand he only needs 3 hits now? Does he not get it?
I don't know, but that's Todd's.
Not Todd. I'm talking about the guy in center. Does he not understand?
No,
it's not going to hurt anything. It's the 8th inning. He can, you know.
I blame that on
I'm teasing.
It's Felton's fault. Don't hit it that hard.
Yeah, there you go.
Ryan Wheeler's going to pinch hit in the pitcher spot, which is the 7th hole. So Ryan will swing it here.
Well, trying to give the night off completely to Toodle Whiskey.
Troy was available, but you're not going to use him in a 6-0 game.
Wheeler, one of 2 Rockies to make the Pacific Coast League All-Star team. Corey Dickerson was the other that made it this year for the what do you want to call it, postseason All-Stars. They did one in the beginning, and they do one overall at the end of the year.
It's kind of
so
like
Wheeler made it, and so did Corey Dickerson.
Well, it's kind of like in football, George, if you voted All-Pro at the end of the year.
Same thing. Good for Wheeler.
Yeah. And it's nice when you get that honor and you're in the big leagues.
Yep. And there's as the season winds down right now, Tulsa will be in the playoffs. They won the first half. They're only a game and a half back right now in the second half. And the Modesto Nuts have really come on strong and quickly for Fred Nelson has taken over as manager there. There's Toodle watching the ball game in the dugout. Hard slider there. They'll get the strikeout. And then the Grand Junction Rockies are in the playoffs.
Wheeler goes down. We will go to the 9th inning. Rockies 6 and the Giants nothing. Fares online only at southwest.com. By Connect for Health Colorado, when health insurance plans compete, there's only one winner, you. And by Jeep, visit jeep.com to learn more. All's well at 20th and Blake. Rockies 6, Giants nothing. Top of inning number 9. Jeff Francis looking for 3 more outs, and then we'll hand it off to Mark Stout. Mark?
All right, I like what you said. All's well here at 20th and Blake. We start out with Homer, sweet Homer. The Rockies come off that 10-game road trip. Not one, but a couple of homers. Helton and Blackman will take it. Also, 6-shooter. How about Juan Nicasio? 6 scoreless innings on the hill. He had 9 strikeouts, and the Rockies trying to complete the shutout. The Cowboy will get some of the post-game interviews. That's all coming up on the Toyota post-game show. Drew?
All right, Mark, we look forward to that. Thank you very much. Charlie in center field. He's got a home run tonight. Charlie, you can't hold on to that baseball. You can't like hide that ball. You got to throw it away.
Well, you
now.
can. I mean,
Jeff's
you
ready to throw.
just don't want to get caught to it.
Like every shortstop, second baseman, keep a baseball in his back pocket. For the old hidden ball trick.
It's worked 3 times in this month. Hey, take a look at Jeff Francis' numbers overall. A little higher in run average, working out of the bullpen now.
Sandoval swings at the first pitch and gets it out of play to right. Michael Kadire is going to make the play. I'm telling you, George, on the road trip, that happened 3 or 4 times. Not to Michael, but to other players, where they lost the ball in the bank of lights. And I said it the other day. I said, I don't remember seeing this for about 2 months, and now we see it almost on a nightly basis.
Yeah, that ball just got right underneath the lights, so that's what made it a little bit harder for him to pick up.
Now Francis will face Brandon Crawford. And this is an easy play in left. Where Dickerson makes the catch. And they're quickly 2 gone. Autoglass damage. Call Safelight Autoglass. 303-287-5000. Online at safelight.com. Crowd standing, more than 30,000 in attendance on a Monday night. A lot of kids in the house tonight, so it's like Jeff and company going to get them home to bed for school tomorrow.
Just get my ass. Don't they have school here tomorrow?
Yeah, but you know, 6:40 starts, only 9:25. It's all right. It's starting to rain again. Figueroa hits a ground ball to the left side, base hit. Joaquin Arias is going to pinch hit. And moving up is Figueroa. And I like to write a DI in the scorebook in that situation. Defensive indifference. And this ball left center field. Dickerson's not going to be able to get it. It's going to roll to the wall. And Figueroa scores, and the Rockies will not get a shutout.
Yeah, for Arias this year, it's a pinch hitter now, 5 for 19 with 4 RBIs. Yeah, it starts to rain like this. You got a 6-0 lead. Not making any excuses for Jeff at all. You just don't get this thing over. Throw that low fastball, hoping you hit it right at somebody. Well, he didn't. He hit it out in left center field. The run's going to come around to score.
I'll bring up Gregor Blanco. He had an infield hit last time up. 1 for 4 tonight. 2 outs in the 9th, and that slipped completely out of his hand, obviously. It's a wild pitch. Singing third base coach Tim Flannery. He's put out a number of CDs through the years, an accomplished musician. Here's the 1-0. Good pitch, 1-2.
Same type of location, he'll chase it.
One-two. Off the end of the bat. Here's the 1-2. Good job by Willeen. You know, Willeen, George, last year, work in progress, got much better this year. We've talked a lot about it. You know what he's doing at I think, a way above average level? He's blocking the baseball really well.
Well, I think he's going down. He's doing a lot of work at times with Jorgen. He was down in the bullpen and Jerry Weinstein. They're doing a lot of blocking drills, even on days that he catches. It's kind of a warm-up scenario for him.
2-2. Center field, and Charlie Blackmon's there, and that's the ball game. Giants scratch out a run in the 9th inning. The Rockies win it comfortably 6-1. Good start to the homestand. It's their 7th victory at home this year against San Francisco, which matches the most they've ever produced at home in a season against the Giants. Juan Nicasio gets the victory. He is 8-6. He had 6 shutout innings tonight. And Barry Zito's woes continue. He takes the loss. He's 4-10. Tonight's Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game is brought to you by Jimmy John's. It's the work of Juan Nicasio. He matched his season high with 9 punch-outs. He allowed only 4 hits, walked a couple, hit a couple of batters, but he was in control throughout. He had dominant stuff and located that stuff very well tonight. Strong performance as this outstanding second half continues for Juan Nicasio. Visit JimmyJohns.com to find a location near you. Once again, the Rockies win it tonight over the Giants 6-1. And now we send it about 487 feet away to center field. Mark Stout and Jeff Houston. Gentlemen.
I'll take that as a good guess. Yeah, maybe 487 out here to center. All good.